trying to compose this character on a larger page surface just so you can get a pretty good layout for it. And when you notice that some of the beginning sections, so just kind of start off with the gesture as well. So this started off just this sitting pose, and now they're sitting in a rectangular shape down here, if you can see that through this page. I'll try to resketch it in here so that it helps with the perspective of the drawing, kind of helps place it in there. The initial circular form with the head is pretty obvious from previous drawings. Again, once this eye line is found, this section for the muzzle is also a circular form that has the center line, and if you can always fall back on that geometric part of the center line, is going to help you with this design. The torso of the characters right here also has that center line for that piece, so here's kind of a shape going through the part you can't see to get to the shoulders, and same with this pelvis, just kind of sitting right there. All of the appendages, arms, legs, whatever you want to refer to as, coming off as a stick figure, and again they start off just as an oval shape to help extend the anatomy. So one leg you can see, the other one you kind of have to draw through it, and don't be afraid to sketch through this. Your drawing's going to shade through this anyhow, so you won't see most of it. That's not going to be a part of it. But then concentrating back on the head, something you've known is the elliptical shape still having that piece wrap itself around so you can see the opposite side. In this case, made the eye have a little bit more, giving it a pupil. The iris, along with the eye, kind of has the closed lid, and again the extension of the eyebrow going across there, echoing this, so it's equal distances across from there, just to get a general idea. This front part of the pattern on the texture of the fur is going up and back, so it helps wrap around and still extend the form. In the preliminary drawing, you can see a little bit of the spot for the ear, and it's going to be in a triangular shape, but it still has some depth to it. So as it builds itself up, kind of seeing this interior part of the ear onto that section. Here it is a perspective coming across as well. Okay, and then the other eye is going to be a little more acute, so you can see the pupil, the iris, everything coming across into that section. And that's going to give you a little sharper line here. And as it comes down to the squareness of the jaw, you can kind of see that. Building up the muzzle, try to keep the part in perspective here. And the nose, if it was the egg character, would be right there. Now it's extended, and a little accents onto this. And kind of up and around. So it's building that shape there. And this also, now you want to start to add things like the highlights and things that aren't there in the initial sketch. So now it's coming down to the nose, still looking at this as a rectangular shape, and just rounding it off once you get to the center line. And the lower lip, still using this coil shape, even though it wraps right around there. And then the tongue can come right out. So don't be afraid just to sketch right through the drawing. You can see the opposite side of it. Round part for the tongue. And building it like that. Okay. Okay, so again, the head is something that we've done in practice, that you get to that section. And then when you take a look at the body, the neck is still trying to be a cylindrical shape, a little bit of cross contour lines just to show that. So you kind of have this top oval piece. As it gets into the shoulder parts, or the elbows, give that a circular shape too. And that's going to help you come all the way down. As I come all the way down to the front paw, still keep that as a rectangular dot going all the way across, so that gives you some of the perspective in 2-point. And then, as you start to do some of the outline, you can start to see where this is coming from. Here's a thicker line, and this section really heaving up that line, like trying to get you to do that. Finding the front toe is going to be a thin line. And bending it in there. And this texture for the sleeve of the dog, just see that as a cylinder shape, so that's going to help with the design. And build that piece up. Here's the front part of the chest, so you can again see that in perspective as it goes across. Here's the other front paw, tapering a little bit. Can't see as much of the section, kind of elevating it up. And the same thing, and this has a little bit of a, the ellipse is a little shallower angle, but there's given that line on the other side. And then now taking a look at the upper part of the dog, I don't care for that. That gives the haunches of the dog right here. So still see the big shape of this character. A little bit of the tail. Same with the back foot. Think of the perspective, just kind of blocking that in there a little bit. Right here. So again, this one just kind of drew through the whole character, so you can see it on both sides. And when you take a look at the tail, think of it as a cone shape. And it's kind of changing that shape, wiggling across, overlapping itself. This is doing the same thing here. So this line overlaps this one, showing that angle there. And then it's just a matter of going through again with the shading. So as you start with the eye. Here's the eyelid. Kind of come up with some of the heavier lines. Again, go with the form when you do some of the tones. Up. Try to get some dark values in there. Taking a look at the cylindrical shapes of this, see if you can build that section up. Shading the whole thing in there a little bit. Open that up. So again, try to get all the values you can shaded into that.